The agriculture sector continues to play an important role in shaping the future of nutrition, income, and food security at household level among farming communities. With the introduction of the new farming practices by government in collaboration with diverse partners in development, the future looks bright for many farmers, in particular those from Mutanda and St. Francis agricultural block of Kalumbila and Solwezi districts respectively in northwestern province of Zambia. This is where the Value Chain Innovation Platform for Food Security Project VIP4FS for Southern and Eastern Africa is being implemented. The project is supported by the Australian Centre for Integrated Agricultural Research (ASIA) through the World Agroforestry Centre (ICRAF) and being implemented in collaboration with the Zambia Agricultural Research Institute (ZARI) and the Copperbelt University. The project is also being coordinated by ICRAF in collaboration with national partners in Uganda. For 3 years, the project has been running in the same blocks as its sister project, which aims at improving crop productivity through sustainable agriculture intensification practices. The sister project, Sustainable Agriculture Intensification Research and Learning in Africa (SILA) project, is supported by the International Development TFID UK and coordinated by ICRAF in collaboration with ZARI. The project is also being coordinated by ICRAF in collaboration with national partners in Tanzania and Ethiopia. The VIP4FS project is focusing on 3 value chains, namely Solwezi beans, soya beans, and village chickens value chains in Mutanda and St. Francis blocks. The VIP4FS is a research project that seeks to explore business models that can be used to facilitate and accelerate production and marketing the above-mentioned value chains. To do this, the project is focusing on 48 zones scattered across the 2 agricultural blocks of Mutanda and St. Francis, where it has applied several research activities. These activities will be highlighted in this documentary, which includes innovation platforms, production and marketing of local chickens, soya beans and Solwezi beans, value addition and household nutrition. Kasonde Zimba is the Senior Agricultural Research Officer at Mutanda Research Station. He explains the objectives of the VIP4FS project in selected areas.
Being a research project, we've done several activities with the farmers and with the Department of Agriculture and Department of Livestock. We are working with 3 value chains, Solwezi beans, soya beans and the village chickens. But we've done more work in the village chicken. In the village chicken and all the 3 value chains, we've had the farmers from 48 zones in both Mutanda and the St. Francis blocks. In the chicken value chain project, we have had 4 treatments. One treatment is where we have just selected farmers and we just leave them, we call them, we observe them. Then the other treatment, we have the farmers and we give them trainings. In the 3rd treatment, we have the farmers, we train them and we give them collection point where they bring their chickens twice in a month and we bring the traders and they sell their chickens. In the 4th treatment, we have the farmers, we give them trainings, we give them incubators. So we try this project, we're trying to find which one is the good model for us to increase the livelihood of our farmers, especially those who are into village chicken.
Beneficiaries of the project also received trainings.
Aye project weshite na bazari kufuma under ba Mutanda research ni ma organization kwa watu welemo vejipotenjire ko incubator pakuamba we research bwame ujipo pakusunga banzoro yonko tibasunga nangu kwinchanga machine kumwe ntwaire kutontu ya matraining zanda bazari twetwita kuboma na kimeke mwe tufunishira konka kuno
emwani emwambene kwamba namba yomwe na kuitufundisha tuburongo twasanta.
What I can say, what you're teaching us very well. Thank you very much.
The project has also been running for 3 years with positive results. For example, establishment of innovation platforms, local chicken value chain, on-farm production of soya and Solwezi beans. But for the implementers, the targeted beneficiaries are mainly women and the youths.
We started it sometime last season. The previous season we had similar demos where we planted beans, which is Solwezi beans, soya beans and maize. The title of the project says Sustainable Agriculture Intensification. So the idea behind is that we want to show how best we can intensify our agricultural practices. And then the design of the project is that we are trying to rotate the legumes with the cereals, which is maize and the soya beans and the Solwezi beans.
Has beneficiaries all the genders, both male and female, and also it has a good component of young farmers, of the youth. We have about 44% of all the 2 blocks. 44% of them are female, are male, sorry, and the rest are female. And among these, there's also a very good component of the youth, as you have seen among the incubator managers and the farmers that you have talked to. Most of them are in the age of 25 to 40 bracket.
Zambia Agricultural Research Institute, ZARI, is the implementing partner of the project.
Sustainable agriculture intensification in research and learning in Africa has been doing work here for the past 2 years. Here is that ourselves from the various government wings or ministries and our farmers should actually learn how best we can actually put into practice this approach of sustainable agriculture intensification. Very small manageable portion, you are bound to look after it very well, and you have very good yields which will actually take care of your food requirements for the rest of the season. Unlike when you have a very big piece of land which you cannot manage well. And also through this approach you can learn about, or rather we have been learning about the use of appropriate pesticides. We don't have a monopoly of knowledge in terms of these research challenges we are actually encountering in the field. That's why this project is about learning for both researchers and the practitioners who are our farmers.
Agricultural experts from both district and the provincial office also participate in the ICRAF activities.
We need to take up the challenge, ensure that the soybeans which are growing and all other legumes and other cereals, we know how to prepare them at our household level and eat them ourselves. Then we are going to say that we are going to develop as a country because we have enough energy and will not be malnourished. Village chickens, goats and different types of livestock. These same crops we are growing here, the soybeans and maize we are growing here. Through our colleagues from Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, we need to learn together on how to formulate feed so that we give these animals their table size on time. I want to see people in our districts making their own feed at their homes as opposed to going to buy at the shops, which are very expensive, the feed that from the shops. Therefore, through this project now, the project brought together the farmers, officers from Agriculture Extension and also officers from ZARI to do the practical element of agriculture in their farmers' fields on farm so that we learn together and improve the yields together.
So I've been experiencing frequent dry spells. Twena kumona vimie vyashi vyavura. So as we look at our farming, we need to do our farming on time. All the practices have to be on time. If we are planting, we are weeding, we are applying fertilizer, we are applying weed killers, it has to be on time. So if we do everything on time, we're going to have a good yield. So please, as we are about to end, because when you see a few days, we are concluding with our agricultural season. It's also an indication that we need to start planning for the following season.
To achieve this, 48 zones have been scattered across the 2 agricultural blocks of Mutanda and St. Francis, where research treatments have been applied. The project has facilitated the formation of innovation platforms in the 2 blocks. Marian Kalala is a Solwezi District Innovation Platform chairperson.
Last year, when the IP was formed, the members have been meeting monthly, and the members are drawn from all sectors of stakeholders, which include the government departments, the farmers, traders, and also some farming associations organization. This IP has really brought everybody on board, and there's a lot of harmony. We have seen that the farmers and all the stakeholders are on the same level. which is quite very good, which never normally happens. And the work it's doing is going up. Farmers are very happy with what is going on, and I think the researchers also are getting the information they need. What is good about the IPs is that we are seeing a lot of change in the marketing of the village chickens, and we have seen a lot of good change in people wanting to produce soybeans and of course the Solwezi beans. At the moment, the IP, some good things which have come from the IP is that a cooperative has been formed, and most of the members on the IP, Solwezi IP, have themselves joined the cooperative. And at the moment, we are going to have a strategic plan which the cooperative wants to use.
Jackson Muchinda is a youth of Mutwale village in Chief Kapijimpanga. He is one of the beneficiaries.
I'm able to encourage them to continue with the chicken farming, as I know that chicken farming is also good. If a farmer involves himself or herself in chicken farming, you see, and we really appreciate it for the Zambia Agricultural Research Entrepreneurship ZARI for empowering the youth in terms of farming. We really appreciated ZARI for giving us a better training how to keep the chicks and how to manage the chicks and how to feed the chicks.
Another youth, Benjamin Buku, is also the incubator manager producing chicks in St. Francis Agricultural Camp.
Project yeshiri na bazari kufuma anda ba mutanda research ni ma organization kwa watu weremo vechipotegire ko incubator pakuwamba we research wame ujipo pakusunga banzoro yonka kuti basunga nangu kwinchanga machine kino kimye at least we are able to kutotora ko tubanzoro twatutwire ko first 96 nangu twafuire ko then twatotora ko twabo 40 something, you know, at least kitu kwa shaka kuti abanjimi nobe yo twatotora ngakara nangu twatotora rero kyapsa nako.
Soybeans value chain is also among the products being promoted.
So bano ke kabungwe kafuma ku kafurume bitufundisha ko betwafana kuzima kunzimi wa pimpu wa wakati ataka nemuro bunzimi twana kuzimamo bizimwa binga 4 first time twazimile bizimwa binga bisatu mataba soya beans nenkunda kuya kununga po no mwaka twakuzima bizimwa binga 4 mataba nkunde soya beans nembarara ave no bizimwa bitu kwa shako na mambo yako bamba kuzima pampunja imo bizimwa byavura pazikuwamisha mushidzi kaziketsi kuwamishado mushidzi konkane ne kumona mai akutwara bana kuskuru ne bwikaro wa rumburuka.
Value to the crop rather than just selling the crop the way it is. So this is what we are trying to encourage our farmers to do. Instead of just crying, you know, we don't have market, we don't have what. They should learn to add value to their crops so that eventually it becomes food they eat. They can also make feed out of the soybeans. So that one we are yet to talk to people who are in charge of feed formulation so that they can teach the farmers how to make the feed. Instead of just crying of market, they can be making their feed, then they sell the feed to the others who are keeping chickens.
The project has also linked the farmers to traders who buy chickens from various zones.
We are so grateful since this project came in. Before it came in, we had a challenge of our buying system. Our buying system was so bad, we just depended buying from the market. Now, at times we may find those that were expecting to bring us chickens to buy, they have not come. We are just having a shortage of chickens at the market. So that is the challenge we had before this project we called ZARI came in. But after the guests of this project came in, we have so benefited a lot. We have benefited a lot in a way that this project has taken us to the farmers. We had that linkage of which we still buying in. The project has taken us to places that we never been before. Here we are. And there are some far places that are still this side where we usually go to buy chickens. And in terms of our money capital that we had, compare it to date, it has increased really. So on behalf of my traders who have remained at the market, we are so grateful.
Tukasha ku project yetu twaikala kona capital kakatamba. Kuna kuromba kone kuromba kwamba. Yube ko continue nangu after 2 years. Mboya kubamba na teba tukekare kovenga takana capital ikatampe. Twakonsha ukonsha kuya kubooking amotoka yetu twaya tevene na kupota ngeya kubamba itu kwashako na mguu for 2 years. Popo ikaperesha na teba tukova continue kwa kurutu.
Themselves joined the cooperative, and at the moment we are going to have a strategic plan which the cooperative wants to use in their daily operations of the cooperative. The IP is going to continue working with the cooperatives which have been formed, one in Solwezi, one in Mtanda, and one in St. Francis. Our common goals is that we will start generating income from these IPs so that the IP will continue helping the farmers to increase on their production and also to find good markets for their produce.
We are here on a project, shortened SILA, Sustainable Agriculture Intensification Research and Learning Alliance in Africa. This project is not only in Zambia, it's also in 6 countries actually, but the World Agroforestry Center is working in 3 countries, that is Zambia, Tanzania and Ethiopia. And here in Zambia we are working in Solwezi, where we are actually looking at what sustainable agriculture intensification practices we can use to improve food security, nutrition, soil fertility, and so that we can, and also income.
With the success stories recorded in this research project using sustainable agricultural technologies, livelihoods through improving nutrition and food security at household level is becoming a reality to these women and youths.
Most of the times when we talk of soybeans, most of our farmers, even other people, they don't know how to utilize the soybeans. So we thought of doing a little recipes so that people can see what can come out of the soybeans. So here on the table today I have the soybeans cake. I have also some soybeans fritters there, soybeans scones, the soya sausage, soya biscuits. I think these are the little recipes which we did for now on the soybeans. Also on the groundnuts, they eat, but we thought of add value to it so that people can get more interested in growing the groundnuts.
This is a project which only had about 800,000 pounds for the 3 countries. So for us to be effective, what we did for Solwezi was to use farmer groups. So in Mtanda, for example, we have 4 farmer groups, and on average there are about 40 of them. So we can say in total 40 times 4, that's about 160 from here, farmers that we work with directly. And then using field days, we invite over 300 farmers. And we have the same number in St. Francis. So we use that method at least so that we can get as many farmers as we could, compared to when you do an experiment on one farm site. So we know that here we were working with 40 or more farmers, and most of these groups are women groups. So, and since we're talking about nutrition, I think it's actually falling on good ears, because women take care of the food and nutrition in the home. So the more women we have trained here, hopefully they have learned something. And together working with Zari, they are here in Mtanda. We hope, because these are just rotational experiments, we hope that they can sustain these and see what happens.
And what impact has the sister projects created in the lives of these farmers?
So tuwafua ino kuba tuwa iya tuwa mwaneve na kubaba kwetu mambo vidzimu uno katati aka motivate kwamba pano twakingia nengikero yamwe kaukingia nangwa abana ketsimena kumweka nzara nesone vidziva inetu nemikoseresha kyakine kine nobe muwa kwamba twafwa ina kuye twaingizira panga pamo tumone njaru tuwe yakwiwa mishamo tebe ni mubwikaro bwetu
pakutunda ikako bunjimi bwaba kitwara munyaunda nangumba mumiji yonse pa program nangumba project yobareta ke kintu kimoja wamshabyo nka
bamwe na mambo banzoro marketing tinopocha banzoro wetu pa mtengo wa rondoroka kabiji tuwena kutana nani banzoro wetu kufura bukijambo ke tinoto tuwesha ku banzoro nko baso watu tutoshankara nitongunisha machine runo.
You can see that in the local economy in these two blocks there's been a lot of economic activities going on. More farmers have had more income in their households. People have been able to send their children to schools. And the livelihood, you can generally see that the livelihood has increased. More economic activities in the more local economic activities. That is a very good and great success which has happened using this project.
With the local traders available to buy chickens from farmers who weigh the chickens using a scale to determine the right price, farmers are excited with the development.
Kudzimo pakupima paskero mambo paskero vyopadzi dzibonzoro ngena mukwate bibye sakumukwate tu kensa kuyuka kunema kwanema makedzi paronge na mubika paskero sakutana kwa mamba wanzoro wami wanema so buwame budzimo paskero mambo muskero sakumpako makedzi aba yako ne mutengo sakarako wa aba yako kukira kupingura tu mambo mwaira tu kupingura tu sakupingura tu byonga namba wanzoro wami mukananga kyabura kufainwane especially linga bidzi kubasuru bapita mmomu kwa komena kuitudzira kyakini kini usatela kwa mama wanzoro mukati ampe usamupotisha tu dzimo pa 30 kwatsa nango 35 mino yabura kuringira moni emwani bobo wame budzimo pakupima paskero.
But what role has the implementers played in linking the farmers to the market?
Request to the project is that they should even extend it to bring us phase 2 so that we continue. Because the benefits that we are not just getting it to sustain ourselves, but we have families, our young brothers and sisters who are going at school. We have parents who are unable to find what to feed on their own. But through us and my colleagues at the market, we are at least able to raise that for our families, for the benefits that we have gotten from the project.
I would urge the farmers, not only say in Solwezi, but also Northwestern, that village chicken, you don't need a big capital to start village chicken production. And when you start it, you make all those simple management skills. I think your life will never be the same. When you yourself, you get attached to the village chicken, you see them grow, even you see your money grow, you will never fail to send your children to school. You never fail even to buy other farming imports.
St. Francis Agricultural Block Extension Officer Mwansachi Mponda thanks the project for facilitating the fieldwork logistics.
In St. Francis, we have an IP that is running, and we are helping farmers in trainings and then also brooding of chickens, especially the village chicken, because this is one of the value chains that we are dealing with in St. Francis. So the IPs generally have taught us a lot of things. We are able now to interact between different stakeholders and smallholder farmers. And also it has created some linkages in the market, the marketing aspects. So you discover farmers are selling a lot of chickens. How we've come to start our own project that we are calling the Village Chicken Demos. In these demos, we'll be keeping chickens that will be selling, and then in the near future we'll even open up some outlets in town that we are able to sell all the village chicken products. So all in all, we want to say thank you to the group led by Dr. Kabwe for facilitating this project in St. Francis block as a whole.
The local leadership also represented farmers at various events.
Mano mwatambura kuyatayane. Mana jipesho byashupa kumona. Mana kupota pano ai mano varetere kuno ke atu tukutuletera tuyo pronka mamta tu yakwati vena murevu vena irunga vena jatu vena kikuma tu yakwati tu yengizishe.
In every project, there are always challenges faced in the implementation of the project.
No, okay, ngemu kubamba kwa incubator, but first, yabo mbedenga burongo. Pano pay actually is very low. It's very low. You find that you put in 60 eggs, you hatch only 30 or 25. So as I'm talking now, I put 65 eggs. Out of 65 eggs, only 18 hatched.
Villages, in those zones that we have had the incubators, who've had trainings, their numbers of chickens has increased. The electrification of the incubators, I think that's where we have had a challenge, because in this, the utility power supply, you find that especially in rain seasons and after rain and this time of the year, we have a lot of power failures supplied by ZESCO. You'll have those hours where there is no power, which would affect the hatching rate, as compared to Kabijimpanga and St. Francis, where the project has bought and purchased the solar backups. So I would urge that if the project could source the solar backups also for Mutanda and Mujimansofo, then we'll know that I think the livelihoods of our farmers would greatly increase.
Farmers in the two districts have commended the funders of the program for the initiative.
Aye project tuone kuisanzira na mambo yako ambaye afana kutwazizira tu ne kuyakurutwe tuiva sanzira mambo yotu dziruno kwesaka no yendumba cooperative yotu dzino shitana ngabe yotu sakuno wangu no mwaka madzine tu nanga kumapunja kuba kwetu wose yotu dzina mukabungwe ketu sakwesakana ne so tu apopwera kubamba twimusanzira kaitwa sanzira karo kabungwe kubamba katwazizire
kadzikubwera potune mukudzima byotu dzima bebe tuna kudzima bene kuito kwashe yakine kine ngebizite babana babakaji bana kazi bana kubera kikora kyanzara ni kyama nutrition mambo yako tuna kudzima byapo sana soya beans mbarara twadzima ko matawa twadzima ko nkunde abe byose bina kuito kwashe yako kubana ne kuyatwe babene mibizi yetu nomweka ko burongo kukiraye mo bapanyuma mutwadzanga tukadzoka moto ngenshima tuvyonkavi usakuidza tuvyonkavi muhushima yapo.
As part of showcasing what they have adopted, farmers held field days in both Mutanda and St. Francis camps successively. In order to have a stable power supply, it is hoped that the project may procure solar backups in the remaining camps of Mjimanzovu and Mutanda. ASIA and DFID are the funders of the two projects, VIP4FS and SILA, both aiming at improving livelihoods of smallholder farmers through sustainable agriculture intensification and marketing through innovation platforms. Both projects are coordinated by the International Center for Research in Agroforestry in collaboration with Zambia Agricultural Research Institute and Copperbelt University in Kalumbila and Solwezi districts of Northwestern Province in Zambia. The project approach has greatly appreciated the several stakeholders as seen by the strengthening innovation platforms and increasing number of chickens produced and sold by farmers in the two districts.
Wevapoka mapensioni mumigodi, wevapoka mapensioni mumigodi, mwitina kuya kwenu kumushi. Mwitina kuya kwenu kumushi, mwitina kuya kumushi mukulima, mwitina kuya kumushi mukulima. Kakuleni amayanda kumushi, kakuleni amayanda kumushi. Twaleni ubuyantanshi kumushi, twaleni ubuyantanshi kumushi. Mwate mwafe kunwa fanta mulusaka, mwate mwafe kulia switi mundola, mwate mwafe kulia shinkwa kulwansha, mwate mwafe kunwa chibuku kumugulila, mwate mwafe kulia koloni.